the first phase where you're likely to lose people is actually going to be during the at-bat. Now, it's important to recognize that there's typically going to be 3 types of people that you'll interact with on a continual basis, whether it's at your event or maybe it's on a radio show, like whatever the situation may be. There's going to be 3 types of people typically. The first type is going to be those who they actually want to meet with you. They thought that was the best way to go about it. So they're attending your event or they're listening to your show or they're calling in, whatever it is. The second type of person will be the ones who they will never meet with you. Right? This is actually really common if you do seminars and workshops. They want the education, they want the food, they want the environment and the experience, but they will never set an appointment with you. And there's nothing you can do. But the third type is going to be those who are on the fence, and quite frankly, they're still just trying to figure you out. Maybe they're shopping, maybe they've thought about finding it, whether it's a first advisor or a new advisor. They're trying to figure out where to go. These are the ones that we want to make sure that we're appealing to, because this is where the best, whether you're an advisor, a CPA, maybe if your focus is fully on taxes or life insurance, whatever it is, this is where you're going to find that success will attend your efforts if you do this right. So it really goes without saying, the group that's going to likely set the appointment with you no matter what is going to be the first group. But as I said, group 2 will never set the appointment. Group 3, here's the one mistake that you want to avoid when it comes to making sure that that third group of people set an appointment with you. The number one mistake to avoid during your at-bat is asking for the appointment or a commitment of any kind too quickly. Now, you can avoid this common mistake by always ensuring that you're giving your prospect something that they could actually act upon or, perhaps do further research on, like completely on their own. If your mindset is clouded by scarcity and, let's say you're timid to actually give out a real answer, then you're not going to succeed in this. It's going to be a constant struggle. And I get it. I understand. You're not going to want to tell somebody that you just met how they should allocate their portfolio. Like, that's not okay. We shouldn't do that, right? We need to know the full picture. But you could, for example, and maybe this is something that has happened to you, you could tell them, if they ask you, hey, John Smith, I've been hearing a lot about life insurance. What is actually the difference between, like permanent life insurance versus term life insurance? Okay, that's a really easy question, but the point is, just give them the answer. Right? I hope you wouldn't tell them, hey, that's a good question. Let's sit down and talk about it. Right? We don't want to do that. Right? When people ask you what time it is, they want to know the time. They don't want to know how the clock works or how their watch works. So, constantly give and don't be afraid of that. But again, the number one mistake to avoid is asking for the appointment or a commitment too quickly.